So our extra practice for those who are here, I'll go over these 2 times. I'll say them 1 time, and then the second time, if you say it with me, make sure that you're looking at each letter as you say the sound. So number 1 is plantoid. Careful, there's not an R that comes in after that T. Plantoid. Number 2, lamproi. Lamproi. Number 3, chapoi. Chapoi. So as you can see, all of these end with an OY. OY is a grapheme, it's a vowel team that makes one sound, oi, and it always comes at the end of words. So if you're spelling and you hear oi at the end of a word, you're always going to spell that with an OY. It makes the same sound as an OI. They both say oi, but OI, when you're spelling, is used in the beginning and middle of words. OY is saved for the end, except for very rare instances. Number 3, did we already do 3? Chapoi, chapoi. Number 4, this first O is going to say O because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. This second O is going to say ah because there's not another vowel 1 or 2 doors down. So this word is shotaboy. Shotaboy. 5, frostoi. Frostoi. 6, thradoi. Thradoi. 7, protoi. Protoi. 8, claustropoi. Claustropoi. And don't worry if this is hard. We're starting with the end of last week's, but you're going to have your whole session today to get to this point. So if this is hard, that's because we already got to the end of that point last time. Don't worry. Number 10, latropoi. Latropoi. Number 10, splantroi. Splantroi. Start at the beginning with this session's lesson. We're going to review all of the rules for O today and on Wednesday. Next week is my spring break. I'm going to take my vacation. I've never taken a big girl vacation before, so I'm going to take a big girl vacation next week. So it's going to be hard not to work, but I'm going to try it. So today and Wednesday, we're on board. Next week, no class. And then the following week in April, I'll see you after Easter. So phonemic awareness warm up for today. How many sounds in snail? Don't think about the letters, only the sounds. Snail. Count them and put it in the chat. So snail, if you stretch it out, okay, there's 4 sounds in snail. All 4 of the sounds can be stretched and sustained. And it's easier to count those words when all of the sounds in there can be stretched. Snail. 4 sounds. A-O. 4 sounds in snail. The AI, when you look at the printed word, it's a vowel team, and the AI says A. So it's making 1 sound. So there's 5 letters, but 4 sounds. Okay, how many sounds in rainbow? The only quick sound in this one, There's only one quick sound, so make sure you listen carefully for that quick sound right in the middle. Rainbow. Getting lots of 5s, some 4s. Okay, let's count. So rainbow, we have R, A, N, B, O. 5 sounds. It's that B that is quick, and quick sounds are hard to grasp and isolate from all the other sounds. They like to connect on to the sound before or after them. So good job for isolating that B. The rest can be sustained. R, A, N, B, O. 5 sounds in rainbow. Okay, try daisy. We're doing words with the AI grapheme in these. Daisy, how many sounds? Put it in the chat. There's 5 letters, but there's only 4 sounds in daisy. We have your quick sound, D, and then your AI grapheme is making the A sound. So D, A, Z, E. So let me just show you that word in writing. Your AI is making one sound, A. We have your Z, which is spelled by an S. And then we have your E sound, which is spelled by a Y. So this AI is a grapheme that says A, the long A sound. And you can also do the tap 2 rule. You come to the A. Yes, there is another vowel, 1 or 2 doors down. So yes, that A is going to say its name. This is the vowel hack if you can recognize the whole thing. This S is making its vibrating sound, Z. S has 2 sounds, voiceless and voiced. It's making its voiced sound that sounds like a Z because this letter, the sound before it is also voiced. Good question, Brenda. So the S is making the Z sound because A is also voiced. Y is making the E sound because Y at the end of longer words usually makes the E sound. Usually sounds like E. Happy, candy, funny, pretty, daisy. When Y comes at the end of multi-syllable words, it usually says E. That's a super handy reading hack. Okay, I had a question in the chat about rainbow, so let me put that one on here also. They wanted to know why the W is silent, and I love that question. I just love questions. The W is actually not silent. The W is part of a vowel team, and it's making the long O sound. So I don't know if any of you are on TikTok or Instagram or follow me on any of the social media, but just, I think just today or yesterday, I put a post out that says, who knew that W is a vowel? And then I explained when W can be a vowel. And everybody is like, what? No. And W can be a vowel if it's part of a vowel team. So if it's part of AW, EW, or OW, like in rainbow, then it's part of a vowel team and it's considered a vowel. Who knew that? Did anybody here know that already? I think that's a pretty fun fact. So W can be a vowel, just like Y can be a vowel. That's anywhere in the word other than the first spot. Or if it's part of a vowel team like play. Yeah, super fun fact. I know, right? So I love it when you guys learn things that probably nobody else in your circle of friends and family will know, so that you can just impress them with all of these. Did you guys know W is a vowel? They'll be like, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. Sometimes, if it's part of AW, EW, or OW. So excellent question about that W. Why was it silent? It's part of the vowel team. Okay, I know, right? So coming on down to our combination of rules, just a quick review about O. O will make its long sound or short sound, depending on the tap 2 rule. The tap 2 rule is when you come to a vowel, tap the next 2 letters. This is one of those rhythm things, Talon, that I was telling you about. I always say this rule with the exact same words and the exact same rhythm, so that it will just kind of be easier to remember. And it sounds like this. When you come to a vowel, tap the next 2 letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then the vowel that you are on will probably say its name or its long sound. If not, it will probably say its short sound. So the O in today's combo lesson is going to say O if there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down, or it will say ah if the next 2 letters are consonants, or it will say, let me get my pen out, it will say if it comes almost to the end of a longer word. It changes to the schwa sound. You're going to see that a lot with OM at the end or ON at the end. The O changes to the schwa sound and says And it will also say O at the end, always. O at the end always says O. OE says O. And OI and OY both say OI. That was a lot of information that I just gave you if you're brand new. But don't worry, all of the lessons prior to this are recorded. And you can go back and listen to all of those O lessons one at a time and take your time. Okay, so for today, I'm going to stretch this out first. We're going to mark our vowels. So I'm going to do mine, and then you can join me if you want. So I'm going to make sure that I circle this vowel team. The whole thing gets one circle because it makes one sound, oi. Then I'm going to say the oi sound like this, O-E. They both say their long sound, oi. Now this O is going to make its short sound because the next 2 letters are consonants, so that gets a brev above it. This Y is at the beginning of the word, which is the only time, practically, that it will make its consonant sound. Yeah, you want to kind of smile when you make the consonant sound for Y. So it sounds like yeah, and not your jaw dropped like yeah. That gets the off at the end. So when we pencil read this word, it's y, p, r, oi, yap, roy, yop, roy, yop, roy. All right, go ahead and try yours. Mark your vowels and then pencil read it. Be careful an R doesn't get in this spot. That's what's going to happen. If there's an error made in this word, it's probably going to be because there's an R that's going to want to slip in right there. So be mindful of that. When we pencil read this word, it's y, sh, t, oi, yash, oi, yash, oi. If that one wasn't super solid, it's probably because I didn't teach that one very well. I forgot to tell you what each of those graphemes was doing. So I got somebody in the chat that just said, I'm from Boston and I add R and take R away all the time. Well, you are not the only one, my friend. That is such a common thing. That is why I talk about it all the time. R's, L's, and N's are going to come in, go out, and get switched around without our permission. So we are going to learn to be the boss of those letters in particular. Okay, number 2, I'm going to mark my vowels. Nope, I did that one wrong. So OE does say O. Well, I think we're just going to do, I think I'll mark it as a vowel team. It's going to make the long O sound. So this word right here is actually following two rules, and I was wondering which one I should have you learn, but OE is how you say O. It says O, it makes the long O sound. It also follows the tap two rule, and that E is also silent. There's a few things happening there, but this is the easiest way to learn it. OE is a grapheme that says O. The C is going to make its hard sound because the next letter is not an E, I, or Y. When we pencil read this, it's O, O, clo, clo. Some people might want to say Chloe, but E's at the end are usually silent. Names are allowed to break any rules that they want. So you do spell Chloe with an E that is voiced at the end, but in most other words, OE at the end is silent. I mean, the E is silent. Go ahead and mark yours. So we're not going to hear this E. The CH is going to be a really hard, quick ch sound, like chop, super fast and quick. So here we have ch, O, cho. Fast word, cho. All right, let's try my number 3. So here is a vowel. I can tell by looking at the next two letters, they're both consonants. I know that it's going to say its short sound, ah. Now here's another O that is almost to the end of a longer word, which means it's going to make the schwa sound, which is marked by an upside down E. O, okay, Talon, here's a, excuse me, here's a chant that I teach my little ones, but it applies to all ages. Let me just mute and clear my throat here. Okay, I'm trying to think of so I have Y is a vowel if it's not the first letter stuck in my mind right now. So it's I'm having a hard time remembering that O says, oh yeah, O says when it's almost to the end. O says when it's almost to the end. So when we pencil read this word, it's O, ah, s, lots of sounds. So I'm going to go one at a time. Pull, la, plan. Make sure if you use this technique that you start over every time you grab one. So that was plan, plants, planst, plantster, planstera, planstrum, planstrum, planstrum. Okay, go ahead and try yours. So when we pencil read this word, we have o, ah, s, Lots of sounds, and I don't want to miss any of them, so I'm going to go one at a time. La, lum, lumps. Don't let a P in there. It's going to be tempting. Don't let a P in there. Lumps, lomster, lomstra, lomstrum, lomstrum, lomstrum. Now, these aren't easy. This is a really hard lesson. So please put in the chat one word. Let me know how you're doing. So far, how are you doing so far? Yay. Today is very hard. Don't worry. I know this is a hard one. Some lessons are harder than others. And this is one of the hardest lessons that we will ever have. So if this is hard for you, then it is just a hard lesson. If this is easy for you, then wow, nice work. And if it's hard for you, nice work too. Okay, can you try to repeat number 3? Number 3 was Lomstrom. Lomstrom. Don't worry about perfection. Practice makes progress. One of my students wisely told me one time. So I'm going to mark my number 4 now. I have my OI that says oi. So I'm going to put OI with my long sound over it. O at the end says O. Here's my digraph, SH, that makes sh. So when I pencil read this word, it's sh, oi, o, o, shoy, plo, shoy, plo. That one's a hard one to wrap your mouth around. Make sure that you say the whole oi with your mouth moving from O to E before it makes the p sound. Your mouth is prepped and ready after the SH to make the O sound, but it's the E to the P that's going to be hard. So the shape of your mouth should be shoy plo, shoy plo. Tricky, not easy, not easy. All right, let's mark yours. Go ahead and work and I'll be quiet. Pay attention to that R. So we are in this class to learn to be the boss of every letter. So when you are in this class and reading, make sure that you are solid on every letter as you blend. Grab every single one and be the boss of it. That's why we pencil read, to make sure that we don't let any get mixed around or leave or inserted. So when we pencil read this word, it's oi, o, stoy pro, stoy pro, stoy pro, stoy pro. That's hard. Stoy pro, stoy pro. Not easy, you guys. My goodness. My brain is fried and I'm good at this stuff. Well, I hope that didn't sound like bragging, but I enjoy this stuff. I should say that. Okay, I would love to know if somebody would like to try one of our extra practice live in class. I will be giving feedback. It's a vulnerable situation, but would anybody like to try one of these? And by the way, when I start our new class I haven't decided when, probably in June, for graduates of this class or those who feel that they have a solid grasp of what we're doing here, in my new live class, it will be all of interaction. It will be all you trying to read nonsense words with me giving you feedback. So this is just kind of a little bit of glimpse of what that would be like.